Same seats, same mates. Every other week, scarf up, heads high. Hear the cockerel speak. White and blue in my blood, in my name. Born and bred for the lane, for the lane. We are Tottenham, Super Tottenham from the lane. Sing it louder, feel it running through your veins. Thfc, till we die, that's the way. We are Tottenham, Super Tottenham from the lane. Oh yeah! Hey, hey, old boys, young kids, all in one song. Heartbreak, hailstorms, still we march on. Under lights, under rain, it's the same. All in, all out, for the badge, for the name. We are Tottenham, Super Tottenham from the lane. Sing it louder, feel it running through your veins. Thfc, till we die, that's the way. We are Tottenham, Super Tottenham from the lane.
Good evening, good evening. Are we still waiting? We are, aren't we? We've all been refreshing X today. Don't tell me you haven't. I bet you have, because I have. We're all waiting for the news to come in. We're gonna get there. Here we go. So there has been a bit of movement tonight. So look, let's catch up with the very latest. And it was from Fabrizio Romano. And the very latest for that is, once I find it, I did have it up earlier. As a few, no, it's very quiet today, transfer wise. I think we're just all waiting for the next dominoes to fall, I would say. And once one gets done, then the rest of it will fall. Where is it now? I was trying to find it earlier. It did put out earlier. Now we know Romero's been. He got his Atletico move, so that's all done and dusted. He got paraded today. I can't see. I had it earlier. Where is it now? Anyway, while I'm looking for that, I think the first thing we're going to have to do is pay our respects to Terry Dyson, a Tottenham legend, a Tottenham man who played in the 61 double side, also played in the early 60s domination by Tottenham Hotspur. He scored the 2 goals, of course, in the Cup Winners' Cup final. And I don't think there's many left of the 61 side left. I think there's only 2, if I'm right on that. Sorry, I'm a little bit unprepared for this show, so do apologise. Let me go on to Tottenham's website. Actually, that would be Teams News. Here we go. There we go. Terry Dyson. There we go. Yes, the club is deeply saddened to learn the passing of Terry Dyson, a key member of Bill Nicholson's all-conquering team of the early 60s. He was 91, famously small in stature, only 5'3". Terry was the man for the big occasion. He scored in the FA Cup finals, we clinched the double of the League Championship and the FA Cup in 61, and produced arguably his best display in the 63 European Cup Winners' Cup final, when he scored twice as we beat Atletico Madrid 5-1 on the first British side, let me repeat, the first British side to claim a European trophy. So anyone thinks that they were first, nah, Tottenham were first. Terry also remains one of the only Spurs players to score a hat-trick in the North London derby. He was born in Malton in Yorkshire, 29th of November 1934, the son of jockey Ginger Dyson. Terry was invited to bring on Billy. Big up to you, Billy. Hope you're doing well, bud.
My friend.
Terry was invited for trial after Spurs scouts watched him score 5 goals for the Army in a match against the Guards. He joined as an amateur in December 1954 before signing professional forms in April 1955. Terry went on to spend 10 successful years at White Hart Lane. Famed for his tenacious nature, fierce competition spirit, he spent his early years as an understudy to Joy Robb and Terry Medwin before Cliff Jones arrived in 1958, would appear to limit his chances again. But despite interest from other clubs, Bill kept him at Spurs, and it paid dividends. Playing mainly down the left flank with Cliff on the right of the formidable forward line, which we could do with them today, Billy, started 47 of our 49 matches in the double season, weighing in with an impressive 17 goals, 12 in the league, 5 in the FA Cup, none more important than his diving header in the FA Cup final against Leicester in our 2-0 win, saw us become the first team to clinch the league and cup double in the 20th century. He's most famous, of course, for a moment in the white shirt arrived 2 years later when he scored twice as we become the first British team to win a European trophy with a 5-1 demolition of Atletico Madrid in the final of the Cup Winners' Cup. His teammates and fellow goalscorer in the 61 Cup final, striker Bobby Smith, said to Terry afterwards, "You better retire now. You'll never play better." And Billy, it is a sad day, a sad evening. Look, we're all looking forward to the season, but when one of our own passes away, it is a sad time. But it's a time not to be sad. It's a time to celebrate his success at Tottenham and what he means to this football club.
Of course, yeah, and it's sad, but the good thing is when you're that kind of player, your legacy lives on forever. I know Jimmy Carr said a quote where you die 2 times: once when you actually die, and once when the last person ever says your name. And someone like that will be printed in the history books forever, so that will never happen. His name will live on forever. So.
How many of them left at the 61 side? There's only 2 left now, isn't there? Cliff Jones and Les Allen. I think it's the only 2 that are left now.
I know there's very few. I know that I only knew Cliff Jones. I don't know the others, to be fair. But obviously it's sad. But I mean, they're all unfortunately getting to that time, isn't it? That age, they're all had such a great, fantastic innings, as they say. And just a brilliant legacy that they'll leave behind.
It is. Billy, how are you? It's very quiet today, isn't it?
I think yesterday was a tornado, wasn't it? This is like the aftermath.
It was. It is. Well, look, I do have a little bit of news to start off with. I just want to welcome a few people in. Big up Stephen Cartwright as well. Big up to Marco. Big up to Thomas Mullen as well. Big up to Marco. Big up to Eltel. Looking forward to the season first Rob De Zerbi's presser for the Premier League tomorrow. Will he provide us with some golden nuggets? Eltel, I will be looking at that press conference and doing after the presser 5 o'clock tomorrow. So come and join me for that. Big up to Mr. Brady. Rest in peace, Terry Dyson. Philip, would you mind doing a video on Terry Dyson? A little quick video on that, if you don't mind. Big up to Eltel. Billy, I hope you're well. You get around. I swear you're on every stream. Well, you are very popular. Your home is here, but you're very popular.
Summer holidays at the moment, that's why. Summer holidays. I'll always be on this one, that's for sure.
When are you finished? When's your summer holidays?
September the 1st. September the 1st. So it's coming around the corner.
Are you looking forward to it?
No. I'm not. Not looking forward to that first alarm, put it that way.
No, that is so true. Good evening, Dermot. I'm back home in Florida. I didn't see Terry play, but I did see most of the others. Rest in peace, Terry, legend. Big up to Wilton. I've told the story before, Billy. I don't know if you heard it before. This man is a legend. He is an absolute legend. He was watching Tottenham play in the 90s, and Ian Walker made an absolute howler of a mistake, which we all know Ian Walker had one in him. Now, many people will just go to the bar, have a drink, go outside, shout. This is a rock star. He took his TV and chucked it in the pool. I mean, that's how peered off he got. So, and then he realised, he went, oh shit, I better get a TV before the missus gets home. Which he did, by the way. Which he did. He's a legend. I love Wilton. He really is a legend. Big up to you. Big up to Phillips. Spurs and City are being cute over the double transfer, inflating Savinia's price to eliminate the sell-on fee for Marmarsh, whose price will be reduced on. Billy, what's the latest you're hearing on this? I think we could get a here we go at any moment. But they won't be there for Brentford, surely now.
Yeah, I think you're completely right. I think particularly Savinio, I think, is going to come first. And here we go with imminent, I believe. So we're just going to have to wait. I think it's going to be tomorrow. I think there's a very, very, very slim chance that Savinho might make Brentford. But I know because of work permits, it's very, very tricky. So we'll have to wait and see. But exciting, right?
And
what a brilliant double bomber that was yesterday.
Yeah, it was. And what's happening, do you think, with the striker? Now, Malmarsh probably would be the striker, wouldn't he? So
I think Gakpo can happen alongside.
Do you think so? Now, I've been told Gakpo won't happen, but you're telling me, you're hearing on the ground it is. What's Liverpool's sort of game here? And I was told Barcola was sort of dead. Is that being revived, or where are you going with it at the moment with Liverpool and the Barcola deal for the? Because that is the trigger for Gakpo, isn't it? To be fair,
yeah, I think that's going to happen. I think obviously we've got a lot of moving parts, and then I think both will happen. I know De Zerbi in particular is obsessed with Gakpo, so I think it will happen still.
Papa Sarr, to Galatasaray. I am waiting for some information, so we will. Hang on, I might be getting some breaking news, Billy.
Oh,
hang on, I might be. Sorry, I'm just checking on something. Doing it. Yeah, it was. Let me get it now. It's just come in now. It's Papa Sarr. Papa Sarr to Galatasaray suspected be around 45 million euro. Now, these are all rumours until we can get it completely confirmed. We have. So, what do you think to that? Papa Sarr to Galatasaray. Now,
good move.
Let's put it this. Yeah. Now, let's go conspiracy theory. Galatasaray, Osimhen. Surely not. Surely not. Surely.
I mean, hopefully we try at least, but yeah, I mean, hopefully we try. Maybe we'll have to send them a few other players as well, like Bentancur and maybe Richarlison. We may have to load them with a few more, but I think Marmoush will be our striker now.
I think so. And look, with the window in the hole, Billy, I've been watching a few Spurs streams today, and there's people still giving it a 4 and a 5. And look, we can't know until it's to the season, to the window's finished. But at the moment, where are you at it? I'm at 8 at the moment, I think, with all the signings we have.
Yeah, and I think if we get the 3, Gakpo, Savinho, Marmoush, that'll be a 10. Got to be a 10. You can't really get much better than that, really.
Yeah, then the question to that then, Billy, does that put even more pressure on De Zerbi? Is this, look, we all know the board and we don't fully trust them. But if they've rarely changed in their nature and in the way they're dealing with the club and the way they're dealing with managers, what do you expect from them now if the going did get tough? Would you expect them to come out, we're going to stand by you and stand behind you? Or do you think a leopard rarely never changes its spot? Because there's something in the back of my mind, Billy, telling me, don't be careful, Dermo. Don't fully trust them. Are you like that? Or are you thinking, no, that they're changing for the better? There is in mind.
I think so. I think they have to, because of the manager as well. Like, De Zerbi is not going to put up with any rubbish. So
no,
if they don't change to the better, then he'll be gone. So I think, I'm trying to be optimistic about it. Obviously, I know the history of ENIC is they've let us down time and time again, but I've got to be hopeful. I've got to be hopeful this is the new normal now. And if it is, then I think we're in for a very good few years.
Yeah, I think so as well, Billy. And if you look at transfer windows gone by, we have spent money. That's the thing, isn't it? We have spent loads of money, but we've never spent it in the right place. What surprised you more about this window? Is it the way that we've spent it, or is it who we spent it on?
Who we spent it on. I just never imagined that we could get players like Tonali, Fernandes, Marmoush if it happens, especially after finishing 17th. I mean, you look at Aston Villa, who finished 4th, won the Europa League, and they've had to sell all their best players. And they've got Champions League football next year, and but it just shows we finished 17th and we're managing to buy these players. It's unbelievable, really.
It is, and I look. We were talking on the podcast earlier about finances and the new rules, and I did say, Billy, at one point, was it a bit unfair? Should everyone have the 85% or should everyone have the 75%? But if you do look at a Newcastle and you do look at a Villa, do you feel that because do you feel getting into Europe is more of a disadvantage for you now than it is than not getting into Europe? Because if you don't get into Europe, you can spend more money. If you get into Europe, you reduce to what you can spend. Or on the flip side, is it just bad management from Villa that they spent too much and now they're paying the price for it? Where we will manage quite tightly and we're getting the benefits of it. Do you know what I'm getting at? Or
yeah, I do. And I think getting into Europe is only an advantage if you do it for one season. Because I think you need the revenue from there. So Tottenham and Chelsea have got a big advantage this season. Because they're not in Europe. And they get, I think the bigger, even bigger than the financial, mate, is the 1 game a week. That's going to be massive for Chelsea and Tottenham. Playing 1 game a week is going to be huge. And I think half of the teams finished in Europe last season, like Brighton, Bournemouth, and the like, all played 1 game a week, Brighton, Bournemouth, and Sunderland. So that's going to be a big advantage. Aston Villa, their wage to turnover ratio is about 96%, which Tottenham's is 42%. So they dice with death when they do that. So, you know, and then they moan about it, right? But then they go and sign someone like Garnacho on big wages. They signed Sancho last season. They signed Rashford. They signed. These are good players, by the way, but they do have massive wages, and it's not sustainable.
I just want to go through with some of the news I got last night with you, Billy. Now, Galatasaray are not the only team apparently in for Papa Sarr. Brentford are in for them. And this is what I got told last night. One to keep an eye on going the other way was Brentford as monitoring Papa Sarr as a possible signing. There's nothing suggesting an agreement's in imminent, but at the moment he is now being mentioned among potential Spurs departures. And also, you talked about Marcus Rashford as well. I got information last night that Marcus Rashford, one to keep an eye on, if the Martial Sevilla deal falls through, which I don't think it will now. Spurs have held interest, but there's currently no confirmation of a formal bid or an advanced talks. Could become more relevant depending on how the other attacking deals develop. Also, we know that Delap is being talked around by certain clubs. If you're looking at strikers and you're looking at getting rid of Solanke and Ritchie, right? Though I think you might have to keep one and get rid of the other, which way that goes around. Would you take a punt on Delap as a backup for like a Marmash? Because he is a good striker. I don't think he was good at Chelsea, but if you look at him at Ipswich, there is a good striker there.
I really wanted to sign him from Ipswich. I think it's been terrible last season for Chelsea, but you know, Chelsea is a hard club to make it, isn't it? But I saw that Everton were linked with him as well. I'd rather sign Nico Jackson, to be honest with you. I think it'd be a really good fit for De Zerbi, and I know they're both available, aren't they? I've also seen a thing with Mateta, which I'm not sure. I think that'll be an interesting one as well. But I mean, you know, I share the same opinion as you, mate. I would very happily get rid of Solanke tomorrow, and I'd take any of those players over Solanke. But I do think Richarlison will be the one to go, just because I don't think there's a market for Solanke, really.
Well, see, that's funny because Philip Brady's saying, please not Delap. And I just feel, do you think us as fans, Billy, right? Do you feel we're sort of, I'm not saying we're sheep, but we're sort of swayed by what a player done at a previous club. We seem to ignore what he's done at previous clubs. And do you think we're sort of guilty of that?
I think every football fan is guilty of that. And it's like if you were a Leeds fan or a Newcastle fan or a Watford, Aston Villa fan, and you're judging Tottenham players on last season, then you're going to think they're all rubbish. And, because they played rubbish under Thomas Frank, so you never know, football just changes very quickly, doesn't it? And now, hopefully next season, when you see them under a proper manager like De Zerbi, you'll see what happens with them. But if you judge players on last season's Tottenham, then you think everyone was bloody terrible, wouldn't you? But
yeah, you would.
And if you judge everyone by, what's his name, Liam Rosinia, you'd probably be the same at Chelsea. So you have to always think about the context.
You do. And also, if you're looking at Richarlison and Solanke, look, if I'm being honest, Billy, as much as I find Solanke underwhelming, but people do put arguments about Solanke that
I've heard that De Zerbi is a big fan of Solanke as well, and tried to sign him at Brighton. I just heard that today. He tried to sign him at Brighton.
So do we trust De Zerbi's instinct then? I think we're going to have to, won't we, when it comes to this? So Richie goes then. So we keep Solanke. Richie goes. So he becomes. Do you play both of them together up front? Do you play Solanke in the slight? Play Malmash as the number 9. You play Solanke as a sort of just off the striker, or do you play Solanke as the number 9? His job stay in the box. You play Malmash just behind him, and then you sort of got a 3 of Kudos, Savinho, and say Madison in the middle. Do you reckon that could be the front 5 for Tottenham?
I think so. And interestingly, Marmoush played with Ekatike a lot at Frankfurt, so he played with a double striker, so he could work with Solanke. So
do you think that's the way? Do you think that's the way he's going, De Zerbi, a double striker up front? Do you think
could be, or it could be a front 3? Yeah, I think he'll probably change it for different games. De Zerbi is a tactical master, isn't he? So I think different games you'll see different things. And in answer to that question there that's on screen, I do probably think that Marmoush probably does mean the end of Richie. I think if one of them's going to go, it will be Richarlison, and I think he might go to Everton. But at the same time, you never know.
Do you think he will? Do you think he will? Do you what?
I think 50-50. 50-50. I would say.
What do Tottenham want from him? Tottenham want something for like 40 million. So
a lot of money.
Would you pay 40 million for Richie? 30 for me.
I think 30. I think 30. I would take 25 for him, to be honest. I think that'd be a great deal for Everton.
Look, we also know Paulinho went to Sporting Lisbon. Is it Sporting Lisbon? Yeah, Sporting. No, was it Sporting Lisbon today he moved to? I think it was.
Benfica.
Benfica.
Yeah.
Good
19
move for him, actually.
Yeah, good move for him. And he's playing under Marco Silva, who obviously signed him at Fulham. Yeah. So, and he's back in Portugal, Champions League. I'm a little bit sad he's not going back to the Premier League, because I'd have liked to have given him a good reception at White Hart Lane. I'd like to give him I think if say he'd gone for Aston, I'm glad he's not a rival like Aston Villa. But if he'd have gone to Aston Villa, can you imagine when he comes back to White Hart Lane, he'd have got such a good reception?
Yeah. Big up Will, and he says that this board has shifted for the better. I think we can only get better. We must thank DL for keeping us financially secure so that we can continue to move forward. Sad he didn't see the football inside. That's always been the issue with Levy, isn't it? And again today, and I know we must get Connor on again. I have been reaching out to him, but maybe next week we'll get Connor on a show, because I do want to dive in before the end of the window and maybe deadline day about the financial side of it. Tottenham have also drawn another 90 million today, Billy, which I saw Connor put up on X. So big up to Connor for explaining it simple terms for an idiot like me, that I can understand it. Do you think that's going for the Man City deal? Do you think that's where that money's going, that 90 million?
Yeah. I would imagine so. Or maybe because I think that and Gakpo together, because that's going to be another. Yeah, looking at another 200 million there on top of another. We're looking at spending 450 million in total, which is mental, isn't it? So I think it'll be going for those forwards.
Yeah, and look, a few more bit of news. Of course, we've got they're looking at 150 million all in total. Now there is an oil in the ointment. Frankfurt are due money from a sell-on fee. I think City are trying to get us to pay more for Savinho and pay less for Malmash. Do you think Spurs fans, Billy, are going to start complaining we're overpaying for players? Or do you think there is fans saying that? But do you think really we should really just shut up and just enjoy what's happening? Because to be fair, if Levy was in charge, this never would have happened. So I think we've got to enjoy the ride.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I couldn't care less about the finances, to be honest. I just want to enjoy the football, But I think in answer to that question, I think if the players are playing well, then no one will give a damn. What I will always think about is when Virgil van Dijk signed for £75 million, everyone said, "Oh my God, how have they spent that much money on a centre back from Southampton?" And then a few months later, it's worth that money. Same with Declan Rice. Everyone's like, "How can you spend 100 million on Declan Rice?" No, that's not a question. So as long as they're playing well, people will shut up. But I don't care about the finances. I really don't, because we've been waiting for like this for so long.
Yeah. It's to be fair, Billy, it's like everyone's Christmas come at once, hasn't it? And
except Aston Miller.
And now we can. Yeah, well, they're always moaning. Then Gabby, where are you, Gabby?
I see somebody have the Newcastle fan on Twitter that's reported the Premier League to the police for fraud. because they're not allowed to spend money on Tottenham are. So there you go. We've been reported to the police.
Oh my God. Seriously.
He's reported the head of the Premier League to the police for fraud because Newcastle are not allowed to spend their money on Tottenham are. I saw that today on Twitter.
Oh Lord Jesus. Can I just point out we're doing nothing wrong?
Yeah.
We're just to be fair, Billy, there is a loophole, isn't there? Within that. And that's what I'm asking about that rule. Should that rule be tightened up though, to be fair? Oh, do you think
Probably should be fair across the league. But you know, our net spend at the moment is less than Ipswich and Coventry, so
yeah. That says a lot, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Guys, thank you. Look, there's 65 of you already in the house. Can you please do me a favour? We're on the march to 3K. We're very nearly there. I think we're only 97 away from 3K. Come on, can we put a massive dent into it? I really wanted to get the 3K for the start of the season. I'm now extending that to the end of the transfer window. For me and Billy, all the work, and James, for all the work we've done for you, all the late night streams, please do if you can. I really would appreciate it. And you'll get good content on here. Apparently, Billy, you're cheating on Ricky. I won't tell him.
Well, Ricky comes on this show as well, so he wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
And this is my home as well.
Oh, thanks, buddy. It means a lot, buddy. It means a hell of a lot. Big up to is that Harold? Is his name? Sorry, Billy, my eyesight isn't great.
Yeah, Harold.
Is it Harold? Yeah, big up to Harold. If we can get 2 or 3 off Savinio, Marmach and Gappo, it's okay. Morgan Gibbs-White next season will be a dream signing. Do you think Morgan Gibbs-White is a January signing for us? Or do you think we're looking to next summer?
Could be. I think it's much more likely in January than now. Depends on the season that Forest are having, I imagine. If they're having a bad season, then I think we could do it. So, but I think it definitely would be on in next summer as well. Definitely not this summer, though.
Yeah, and there was another point by me. He made a very good point. No, it wasn't that one. Where is it? Oh, here we go. He says, Solanke, Udogie and Maddis are so injury prone. Get rid if possible. Keep Maddis this season. Look, we haven't seen Udogie. We haven't seen much of Maddis either. Solanke has been injured. Do you think for the first time ever that a manager gets it with minutes, with the way we've been playing them? Look, I don't expect to see Van der Ven or Porro for Brentford, but do you think they might get half an hour here or 20 minutes here? It might be a few games in before we start seeing them properly.
Yeah, I think so. I know Maddison, Solanke, Porro are all in full training at the moment, and Van der Ven is not, but he's expected to be back for Newcastle, so I don't think any of them are major worries. I think the team will be very similar to the Hoffenheim team. I know you're going to do a predicted lineup tomorrow. I imagine it'll be quite similar to the Hoffenheim team, and I think Richarlison, Tal and Moore will start. But I think some of those players might be on the bench, which would be a big boost. Imagine me able to bring Maddison on. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
It really would, Billy. Well, I tell you what, Billy. Do you want it? Because I'm doing it tomorrow. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it? I'll bring it up for you now.
Yep.
So this is my predicted lineup. I've gone with Kingsley in goal. I've gone with Gray right back, Robertson left back. I've gone with Van Heckel and Sensini as the back 4. I've gone Tonali, Fernandes, and Gallagher as the 10, and then I've Tell, Ritchie, and Moore as the front 3. What do you think to that, Billy? Is that a lineup you would go with?
That would be the exact team I would predict as well. Obviously, people will say that, it would be better if we had Van der Ven, Maddison, and, obviously Savinho, Marmouche in the team, but I think that'll be the team, and hopefully that's good enough to beat Brentford. But I'm almost the only one I'm questioning is Fernandes, because I'm not 100% sure he's fit, and I think it'll be either him or Bergvall. The rest of that team, I think, is nailed on for Brentford.
I think so too, Billy. And also, when you look at Archie Gray playing right back,
I believe as well Archie Gray might be captain tomorrow on Saturday. Imagine that.
Now, that was my next. That's where I'm going. We haven't heard who's being named captain yet. I'm telling you, I think Archie. I've been saying this for a while. I don't know if I was on with you when I said it, but I've been saying it for a little while. I can see Archie Gray becoming permanent captain.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think he'll definitely be captain against Brentford, and then, where do you go from there?
Big up to Swag Talk Spurs. He says Marmouche could play like Ali did when Kane was there, playing off the target man. He would be a Solanke. He's played that way with Haaland and looks decent. Yeah, he really does. Big up to Pagey as well. Big up to Porro right back. Well, I don't think you would see Porro for Brentford, possibly Newcastle. Newcastle and Villa are currently battling out to sign the Saudi player Retin Fenner. Yeah, are you trying to wind me up, Marco? Seriously, have you seen your man's surname? I ain't going to pronounce it. You know what? I swear to God, that's got to be made up, Marco. That's got to be made up. That cannot be a real person. If it is, I bloody eat this shirt. Apparently, he's got that. So I don't know if that's a yay or a nay. But can you imagine that? Can you imagine being announcing the team for that surname? Seriously. Oh, yeah, I get it now. Okay. It's a Scotchman trying to outdo an Irishman and an Englishman. Right, okay. Right, that's it. Battle's on now. Me and Billy will get our own back. Big up to Sir Will McCoy's. Big up, gents. Big up. I love it. I love it, Marco. Big up to you. Big up to Haaland. Ricky will score goals and be an alternative from the bench. I'm sure he gets the legs for De Zerbi ball. De Zerbi ball. If you could describe it as one, if you could describe De Zerbi ball, Billy, as one, what would you describe? What one word would you describe De Zerbi ball?
Control is what I would say. Control. They want to be in full control of the match and have possession, lots of attacking, but be in control of that possession. We're going to have a lot of games where we have a lot of possession.
Yeah. Does it worry you with our front three going into Saturday? Because it doesn't me somehow. Look, at the beginning of the week I was worried, but as the game's coming closer, Billy, tomorrow's the press conference, the pre-match shows tomorrow night, which you'll be joining us, you and James will be joining us for. We're going to pre-record the predicted lineup. It's all coming now. How excited are you? Because I'm buzzing.
I can't believe it hasn't really sunk in yet, but yeah, very, very excited. Very excited. And I'm not too worried about the attackers because we've got De Zerbi as manager and we've got a brilliant midfield, so we'll be all right.
It is. Well, listen, guys, we're going to end it there. It was only a bit of a show. Big up, guys. Not Biff you. Big up, McCoy. Solanke looks ready in training. Yeah, I did see it today. Big up to Marco. There was a brilliant reply from Maguna pointing out how we and them suffered building our clubs and now repeating the benefits. Brilliant. Yeah, big up to you. Billy, great up to you. I think we're doing the pre-match show tomorrow night for the Brentford game. So tomorrow night, guys, we've got all the information, kit colour, ticketing information, travelling information, the pre-match show build-up. We'll go through the history of them as well. And then Saturday is your match day build-up. Billy, you joining me Saturday for the watch-along?
I'll definitely be there at half-time and full-time, yeah.
Good man. James will be joining me at 4 because watch-alongs were going on an hour before build-up as well. And then, Billy, when's your first trip to the stadium? Wednesday?
Next week for not going to Charlton, but I am going to Newcastle.
Well, there you go. If you're going to Newcastle, look out for this man. He is royalty.
Be at Everton.
He is.
Be at all the home games this season.
There, but listen, any more breaking news on if we get the here we go from Mymash or Savinia? I'm just checking my WhatsApp, making sure there's no breaking news. I'm just going on to right. I have got some breaking news.
Oh.
It's via Alec Crook. Tottenham and Man City are close to agreeing a deal for Savinio. Final fee expected to be around 85 million quid. So that's on Savinio.
Nice.
Yeah. Ben Jacobs. Tottenham are closing in on a deal to sign Savinio following breakthrough talks with Man City. Ben Jacobs is now reporting that, and that was 49 seconds ago. Billy, it's getting closer. It's getting closer.
It's getting closer. I think we might get the Here We Go tonight. Let's see.
Well, if we get the Here We Go tonight, I will be back on. Don't you worry, guys. We have got you covered. Big up to Derm. I didn't know you were live. I would have redirected. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Thank you very much. Great to see you in the house. I hope you're all doing well. Big up, great show. No, you're welcome. Welcome, Howard. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. But Billy, if we get breaking news, you will find me back on like this. We've signed somebody. Fall asleep live on air. But guys, thank you all for watching. Smash the likes. Night, thanks for the stream. Jess, you're very welcome. Thank you so much. I am so excited, just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control. I think I'm like, yeah, that is from a really good song in the 80s. And then big up to you, Billy. Thank you as always again. I know it's late for you, bud, so thank you so much.
Anytime, my
Guys,
friend. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be on tomorrow. We'll catch you on the flip side. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
In the mighty De Zerbi we trust.